Welcome to Week 4 of UCLA Collegiate League of Legends. I am TLG and I will be your caster this week as we are going to be facing up against California State University, San Bernardino. And although we had a 1-week hiatus here, you will now see that we actually have 3 new names on the Rift on the side of UCLA Esports, as we have First Poro and douyutv returning, but Rydragon, noak, and that one hot chemistry teaching assistant as new members on the Rift here. And we'll just have to see how they do into our opponents today. We see a pretty standard start coming here, set a bit late to the Rift here, coming on top side, but standard 5-point start. We see backs coming out probably to get oracles after placing down initial wards, and it seems that both teams will be starting the bot side here, so nothing too crazy. One thing to take away from this game is we have the classic Renekton Nidalee combo here. We can see this on the side of UCLA. We can only expect how threatening this combo can be. Fortunately for San Bernardino, Set is not the easiest of champions to take down under tower. So hopefully they'll in some way be able to manage that massive threat. Looking elsewhere on the map, we do have Rydragon running the first strike Lux, trying to abuse Lux's short but still existent range advantage on the Veigar. And then we do see the Jhin Leona combo bot side versus the Sivir Lulu. As we can see, this is a Sivir Lulu, so of course the Sivir is going to opt into the lethal tempo instead of the Dark Harvest or Comet or First Strike lethality build. So that will mean that it will be a bit harder on them in the early game as they don't have that same initial strength. Duyu here is looking for the invade. It does seem that Jhin and Leona have prio. Will not get the Gromp, but seems that he is very set on this invade here. Rydragon and Rich the Kid are coming down. Maybe this will be not so good, but Nidalee does come out with the heal. Will flash on Rich the Kid as it seems Sejuani is focusing on Lux here. Misses Spear, but gets first blood before Hero is able to take down Rydragon. A lot of action so far. Here we are entering the bot side. Chem TA does land the stun on Slacking King, but oh, never mind. Slacking King cannot flash away, and it seems that we are going into even a more fight here as Duyu is able to just barely kill Sejuani before going down himself. Seems that noak will pick up the last kill as Sivir trades with your hot chem teaching assistant. So far, it is 3 minutes in, and there are 7 kills. You don't see that every game, and we love to see it here because that is the kind of action we are looking for. Coming back, we do see a full Sorcerer Boots on the Nidalee, as Renekton will get caught out here by the Oracle Lens, trying to invade Hero just a bit. Set will be stuck under his tower, farming the last of his wave. He may be able to rotate after he's able to finish thinning out his wave a bit, but it seems that Nidalee might be able to come first. Rich the Kid kind of in a bad spot here between the Leona, the Nidalee, the Renekton, and the Lux. Just a huge, just so much action early game here, and this is what you love to see with Nidalee Renekton, with all these early game champs with a lot of power. We saw that Nidalee was really able to abuse that early fast clear to get to the Sejuani right away, and that just kind of spiraled out of control. We are at 8 kills before 4 minutes. That is some crazy numbers right there. In terms of CS, though, it's pretty low for what you would normally expect. Of course, the Nidalee has opted into the kills department rather than CS. Might get caught out here. Instead, Nidalee does seem like... Oh, never mind. The flash from Hero might catch Nidalee out as Rydragon is not there to cover, but Nidalee with all of her jumps is fine, and she'll take her 3rd camp elsewhere, actually returning to her Raptors where she started out. Seems that the bot lane is about even. Sivir is doing fine, just kind of chilling from behind, getting the far range CS. Top lane, Poro is pushing out once more, maybe looking for more map pressure as he's pushing Set under tower constantly. Doyo is back here on the bot side. Unfortunately, Leona does go far and does not land or stun, as it does seem that they're just going to slowly push the wave up as they cover for Nidalee, who will be just taking Gromp. this time successfully. We do see Sejuani is hovering topside, not much that she's able to do here, because Renekton has recently backed, and Set is quite pushed under his tower, and we can only presume that after this next wave, he'll start pushing back into Renekton. However, HotChemTA will get the flash onto the slacking King, who is unfortunately slacking this game, and then getting a bit more poke off on the Sivir, unfortunately giving away some mana to Sivir, but a pretty decent trade for UCLA here. Rydragon is kind of just having a good time here. Pretty decent lane for Lux, as Veigar has to get rather close before he can touch Lux. It does seem that Nidalee and Leona are maybe looking for something mid lane, but instead it will be Hero and Takiko going for Poro, the first Poro, who will have to burn Flash here. Rydragon is kind of just calmly farming, getting first strike procs. The E auto attack does give quite a lot of damage out, so it'll be great with the first strike damage and eco amp. Oh! First Poro does get the slice and dice out of there while also destroying the shield. Maybe he'll die to this tower dive here, but it will be Lux's TP that comes out to save him. Such a big wave, and it would have been a nasty death here if he were to get tower dived and then his TP also dived as well. Set and Sejuani do have a lot of lockup and HP respectively, so it'd be very difficult to get out of that situation without the help of someone else. They will be opting into the invade here. Nidalee is level 4 and the Set is level 6, but maybe Renekton will be able to come down here. Set does go a bit deep here, will pay with his life. Renekton might be able to catch up to Hero. Does seem that Hero is in a tough spot here, as both Leona and Veigar is coming up, but Leona just a bit quicker. Seems that your HotChemTA will pick up the kill here. Veigar returning back to lane. Not a great lane state for Veigar right here, as it is closer to Lux, and Leona might be coming down here. Ooh, it does seem that this is quite a bad situation. Unfortunately, UCLA does not land the stun, so Veigar will be getting away with his life. A lot of poke going out though, so he will be forced to back probably, as Rydragon will be able to push this cannon under tower. A pretty common occurrence here topside, with Set just picking up the wave once more. We will see that this dragon looks like it's going to be contested soon. Rydragon does have the wave under tower, and Rich the Kid is still pretty low, which will make it a lot easier for UCLA in securing this objective. Sejuani is here on the blue buff bot side, so there is a possibility that she might try to jump in and steal. However, it does look like they will instead opt into just getting the camps that might just otherwise be stolen, as we've seen in the past. It seems like there might be a play here bot side. However, we do see that Takiko is trying to trade with the first Poro here. Great combo out by the first Poro, getting a lot of HP, and that slice and dice will finish off Set. Here, the curtain call is... Ooh, the curtain call with the Lux's great laser is going to end up taking out Sivir and the Lulu, as Hero will be caught out once more. Stopwatch saving Leona, as the taunt may have been the death of her. However, it does seem that UCLA is able to push them all the way to their tier 2, as Jhin and Lux will be taking the plates here. More so Jhin alone, as Lux is going to be recalling with her lack of mana. Another champion enjoying a lot of plates this game is going to be Renekton, who is halfway down with his turret up topside. Seems that there is a lot of pressure by UCLA this game. Lots of invades, lots of really early pressure. That bouncing grenade sure is doing a lot of damage on Lulu here. Hero will be trying to make a play here with Set, as Set is going to be trying to run towards Renekton here. Set will cancel Renekton's slice, and it seems that there's just not much you can do here, as first Poro will go down to Set and Sejuani. This is a pretty good push by the side of San Bernardino, as their bot lane has the entire wave under tower, and it won't be till a bit later that Jhin will be able to come back and pick up those minions. We will be getting close to our first items being picked up rather early in the game just because of the large kills, large kill counts that we are seeing in this game. We do have the alternator and the 5 steel stacks on Nidalee, making her quite the threat here. Seems that laners are just kind of trading off a bit by bit. We do have the Rift going down here to UCLA. Renekton has rotated, but Sejuani is maybe going to instead opt into getting Lux here. Ult does land, and it seems that it's just not enough to kill with just the Veigar ult, but it will be picked down before Lux is able to get her own ult off. Nidalee will be looking to get the scuttle here, and maybe either rotating top or to cover mid. Hero is once more trying to get any amount of CS as Sejuani can, while Nidalee is not invading. Nidalee is hovering mid here, probably going to take the wave just a bit until Lux returns. Holding the wave here, not letting the minions fall prey to the tower. We do see Crown and Gale Force have come out here for the side of UCLA, which will make Lux and Jhin much more difficult to kill and also much stronger in their fights, as Crown does give that AP bonus until the shield is procced. Jhin's Gale Force is going to be great for finishing that execute as well as dodging Sejuani's ult, which is one of the main forces of Engage on the side of San Bernardino. Sunfire is coming out on Sejuani, as Sejuani is most likely the one with the most income with her 3 kills and 3 assists on the side of San Bernardino as well. This tower might go down here if Tokiko can't do anything about it. First Poro will instead take the safer option of not actually finishing it and will back off here. Zenith Flare does fall down on the Lulu, and they will fall. Hero in a bad spot here will get stunned right outside of tower and be able to manage to escape as Argentum is hovering nearby. Argentum, however, may be in a bad spot himself. Rift will be going down bot side, will almost take care of the tower. We'll need a bit more help by UCLA before the tower goes down entirely. Argentum is forced to back off here as neither Lulu nor Sejuani are able to hover nearby. And it seems that this tower will go down to UCLA. That is the first turret of the game, 13 minutes in and 19 kills in. Seems that Nidalee is going deep on the Lulu, but the Sejuani ult will stop that from going through. Here noak is here to back up. Both Hot Chem TA and Douyu are pretty low, but Hero is a bit out of position here as Rydragon is now here to help. Hero will barely escape with her life as the ult comes out, but Gale Force will finish it off. Douyu is also pretty low here as Rich the Kid tries to finish off. Rydragon is doing a lot of poke here. Rich the Kid having to barrier. Lulu, he shield coming out. Doyo really low here as the Comet lands. noak flashing the cage, trying to kill Rich. Does end up picking it up with the W. Now it's auto-attacking Sivir. Might be able to take him down. Instead, Sivir and Lulu will get the 700 gold shutdown. Spear does go wild as well as Douyu is quite low on mana and probably unable to return to the fight until a bit later. Sejuani is also still down here, so we'll have to worry about that. We'll end up getting the blue buff. Hot Chem TA is here to back up, and their biggest concern here is losing Dragon. They will pull off, and the control word will go down. Renekton is taking Raptors here, so he is rather close by. It seems that San Bernardino are a bit caught out here, as Hero is going to get stunned by Leona. Lulu trying to support as best as Lulu can, but Hero is just a bit too far and will not be able to survive. Hot Chem TA also barely living, able to flash to the brush for safety. Tokiko is a bit caught out. Unfortunately, Leona is not able to get the stun on the Sivir. Set will somersault with, front flip the Leona into the death. And then it seems like there's going to be a short DC on the side of Lulu. And it seems that Lulu has returned. Here we have the dragon coming down by blue side as Jin is finishing up this wave bot side. And almost everyone now has their first item. Sivir opting into Gale Force, Night Harvester out on Nidalee, Gourd Drinker on the Renekton, Crown on Veigar as well. Only Lulu and Set and Leona are left without mythics so far. However, Leona has been doing quite a lot roaming around, whereas Set and Lulu have not had as much pressure on the map. Leona will not be able to reach Sivir here, as Sivir will finish off the wave. It will push back into UCLA. Slacking King will try to take the ward, instead will get cut off. That is some huge Night Harvester damage here by the Nidalee. And it does seem that Nidalee's auto attacks will finish off Lulu. Night Harvester is great for that initial burst, however it does lack some of the more crucial stats that other items such as Rocket Belt give in the pen. Rydragon will get a huge amount of damage off onto Kiko here, giving herself quite a bit of first strike gold, but will not be able to finish him off. First Poro is taking camps here, as Sejuani has been rather starved this game with the amount of invades by the side of UCLA. And Leona will go in under tower as the first Poro does try to help out. Instead will exit as the tower is beating on UCLA. The entire 5-man roster of San Bernardino is here. It will be first Poro turning on Hero, getting a nasty kill in Dominus. Takiko will try to take him away, but first Poro's healing is rather insane as the Lux does get almost a 3-man ult. However, the Sivir falls too quickly. First Poro might be able to finish off Lulu here. However, Lulu's flash will save her, and it won't be long before that Nidalee spear finishes her off. Now Veigar is the last one here on mid lane. His crown is still up, which makes him rather vulnerable to burst, but that doesn't matter anymore as UCLA will get their second Rift Herald here. Maybe use it to burn down mid, get 2 towers maybe. noak and chem might be able to take this tower on their own, so this rift could be used elsewhere, but probably will be used to open up mid even further, as that is quite nice for UCLA to have as a open lane to go through. Hero will be caught out here by Hot Chemtier, but it seems that Hot Chemtier is the one caught out, as Hero will engage, use the ult. Hot Chemtier is unable to escape via the Hex Gate, and Veigar Cage will keep her from leaving any farther as Hero does take the kill. Here Lux is going to be under tower, safe from any potential dive probably, as Douyu and First Poro are trying to show off the Renekton Nidalee combo. However, Takiko is rather tanky as sets go, and so this tower will just fall as Takiko will inevitably leave with his life. Here it's a pretty dire situation for San Bernardino, as there is a 10,000 gold lead, 2 dragon deficit, 2 rift deficit, and I believe it's going to be a 4 tower deficit here. So it'll be all of a matter of how they will probably have to play around Veigar, as Veigar is the only true strong scaling component of their team. Sivir is someone that does get online a bit later, but Sivir is not necessarily the strongest of champs herself, so it's not too likely that Sivir will be the main reason that this team will be able to come back here. Sivir will pick up mid lane here, as the dragon is going to be coming up shortly. Chemtier is posturing around the red side bot jungle and will be warding out Sejuani. First Poro will be looking for Takiko here, will slice over the wall, get a nice combo, dice to chase the Takiko. Takiko will get a full facebreaker off. And it seems that it's just not enough, as First Poro will be able to continuously run him down with slice dices and everything else that's Renekton. Now 5-1-3, Renekton is quite strong this game. Nidalee has been truly the star here with that 10-2-10 scoreline. very devastating, as it is Mejai's 20 stacks, Zonia's, and Night Harvester, making her both a threat offensively and a very defensive threat, in that it is going to be difficult to take her down when she has that 2.5 second stasis available. Dragon is spawning here. Objective bounties are up, not that it seems like San Bernardino are in any position to be taking any objectives here, as third dragon will fall to blue side. First Poro does find Hero on Krugs. Might opt into leaving here. Instead, will be fighting out Hero. I believe that was an empowered dice, so that will be a nice amount of armor shred. However, Lulu will be here to shield, stunt First Poro bit. Dominus does come out. Lulu will cast the giant growth on Hero, but it will not be enough. 3v1 for the moment here. First Poro barely able to live through all the healing. Set will be taking 800 gold away from here. Hot Chem TA getting Rich to Kid out. Slaking very low here. Set does fall, and so does Sivir to the curtain call. Italy picks up Lulu as well, and we'll be looking to Rich to Kid here. Rich to Kid is tagged by the Jhin, and that's going to be a mark to leap on the side of Italy. Rydragon is going to be able to probably pick up tower here, as the AP does quite a bit of damage here. And it looks pretty dire. Not much left in the playbook for San Bernardino here, as going forward they have to play from an even larger deficit. They are most certainly going to not be able to recover from either a Soul or Baron Nashor take here. So they have to really find some way to maybe catch out Nidalee. Sejuani does have that potential with her lockup as well as Set. However, Veigar and Sivir having lower range than Nidalee, Lux, and Jhin will make it pretty hard to actually execute any form of damage in this game. Seems that both teams are posturing towards the mid to top region, with First Poro pushing off that bot side that no longer has an inhibitor tower. That will be something that San Bernardino will be forced to answer at some point, unless they wish to sacrifice. It does seem that Hero will be backing here. Slacking is going to get caught out here and deleted by Rydragon. A great display of Lux here. That first strike getting a lot of damage and a lot of gold. We have two Mejais here on the side of UCLA, very confident in this game, as they are going to be stacking all that AP for cheap. Baron will be hit, but the control word will keep UCLA from continuing it. First Poro is going to be met by Rich the Kid here on the bot side. Rich might not be able to keep the inhibitor from falling, but his team will help out, as Renekton will have to deal with it. Hero is able to flash away, not die quite yet. Renekton does get the Sterix proc off, and will clean up Rich the Kid here before chasing down Lulu. The empowered W will shred both the W and Lulu's HP bar. First Poro will die to the Gale Force here, as he has nothing else in his kit to recover any HP. But the four remaining members of UCLA will be picking up Baron Nashor here, and that will be huge, as all lanes are pretty much open at this point, with only one tier 2 remaining. Almost everyone has at least 2 items on the side, or at this point 3 items, with Lux being the only one trailing behind on that trend for UCLA. And then the side of San Bernardino is struggling with just making their second items here on most of their champions. It is quite the huge gold deficit here, and unfortunately it does not look like it's going to be any better, as Hero will be caught out. Exploded almost immediately. Unfortunately, it was Leona that got sent forward, and that's not what San Bernardino wants right now, as Leona loves to be in the middle of their line, being able to CC everyone around her. Du does have the flank here. Argentum in a bit of an iffy situation, but it will be Rich the Kid who falls here. Gale Force unable to finish it, but Leona will. Du creating a lot of pressure from the flank here, as their team will fall at this tower. This is going to be Baron Nashor pushing uncontested, and it's looking like this will be the end of the game, as there's very little Lulu can do at this point to stop this push. Sejuani is back up now as well. they will opt into splitting focus. It seems that they have returned focus to the Nexus tower, and they're looking probably to tower dive, get rid of their competition before the rest of the team respawns. Hero is in a very dire situation as Sejuani falls under the inhib tower. Rich the Kid trying to come out, not hitting any skill shots, and it does seem that this Nexus is being threatened. Slaking immediately deleted by Rydragon's Lux. First Poro and Hot Chemtech in the enemy lines, trying to stop them from continuing their advances. Douyu will be one-shotting basically everyone in this game. Rydragon and Douyu both massive AP threats, with Jin and Renekton covering their AD needs, and that will be the game 1 concluded in UCLA's favor. See you in game 2.